Welcome back. In this lecture, you're going to learn how to track your leads. In other words, how to track the visitors coming to your website that are signing up onto your email list. Now, as with any successful strategy, you want to make sure that your visitors become email subscribers and then that you turn those subscribers into customers. So it is essential to know where your most highly converting subscribers are coming from. For example, you might get an equal amount of traffic from the US and from Sweden, but twice as many people from the US sign up and become a subscriber. That means that the US traffic is more valuable. This is why we need to make sure that we track our leads properly so we can find high quality traffic later on in the course. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that we go ahead and deactivate our filter temporarily so that once we set up our tracking, we can actually try it out. So I'm going to go down to admin, data settings, data filters, and then move to the right and click on deactivate filter. Now, by the way, if you found that your filter wasn't working in the previous lecture, try closing the tab and opening it again. And otherwise, if that isn't working, go to Chrome and then clear browsing data. Once you've cleared that, then it should be filtering you properly. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to propagate because it already sets trackers on you and it continues to track your movement even though you set a filter. But that is gonna solve it. The next thing we want to do is understand when we actually get a subscriber. So this is our website and we get a subscriber when someone goes down here and they sign up with their email and then they click on subscribe. Once they hit subscribe, they will be taken to a thank you page. And that means that everyone who lands on this thank you page will have successfully subscribed to your email list. So in simple terms, all we need to do is track how many people that land on this thank you page, because every single person that lands on this page has now become an email subscriber. There's no other way to land on this page. So with that in mind, we're going to head back to analytics and then actually go into Google Tag Manager to set up our tracking. And from now on, the easy way to access Google Tag Manager is going from Google Analytics, moving up here to the accounts, clicking on this icon, which is the Google Tag Manager account. Click here and then click on the container. And now we're in. How handy is that? So all we're gonna do from here is click on add new tag. And now we're going to configure our lead. First, we need to have a tag configuration so that it understands what is a lead and then when it actually should fire and register that lead. So first, let's give it a name. We're gonna call it Google Analytics 4 event lead tracking. So we know exactly what it is. Go down to tag configuration, then go down to Google Analytics 4 event. And then we're going to select our configuration tag. That is the tag that is connected to our Google Analytics 4 account. I'm gonna click here and then select this tag. And then what should be the event name? Now the event name is a code so that Google Analytics 4 and Google Tag Manager understands what it is. To understand that better, we need to click on the question mark here and then learn more. So scrolling down here, what we do have are the different codes for the different events. And we want to make sure that we register the correct event. So what we're going to look for is the generate lead event. Scrolling down for online sales, here we have generate underline lead. A user submits a form or request for information, and that is creating a lead. So I'm just going to copy this, head back into event name, paste it in. And then basically that is all there is to it. But if you want to get a little bit more advanced, you can. And let me show you how we can play around with this. If we click on event parameters, we can add in some interesting parameters where we add in extra value into our lead registrations. So for example, let's say that we were selling a product for $1,000 and we know that 1% of all of your leads turn into customers. That means that 1% out of $1,000 is $10. So this means that if you're going to look and assign a value to your leads, how much they're actually worth, one lead is worth $10. Because once again, if you're selling a product for $1,000 and 1% of all of your subscribers, of all of your leads purchase something for $1,000, that means that that lead is going to be worth $10. So let's head down to add row. And now the parameters that we're going to add in are going to be the value for that lead. So what I would do is I would write in the first parameter currency and then the value US dollars, and then add another row and I would write in value is going to be $10. And let's spell currency correctly as well. So now we've added in this additional information where we have the US dollar currency and each of these leads are worthwhile $10. Again, we don't need to use this, but once you get further with your strategy and deeper into your digital marketing, you will want to assign a value to your leads, and this is how we do it. For now, I'm going to remove these. We are going to go down to advanced settings, and then we're going to change tag firing options into once per page. So that means that if they should click back and forth, it doesn't fire per event because that event can repeat many times, but you only ever get one lead. Once they're registered no matter how many times they go to that page. And then we're going to scroll down and click on triggering. When should this trigger? So none of these fit. We want it to trigger when it lands on a certain page, and that is the thank you page. That is the only time we want it to register as generating a lead. So in order to do that, we need to click on the plus up here, click on trigger configuration, click on page view, and then we're going to choose some page views, and then we're going to change page URL contains thank line you. So thank-you, and that is exactly where they land when they have signed up and subscribed to our email list. So make sure that you have your thank you page called thank you. If you have a different name, you could just sign that up. Fantastic, and we're going to call this page view lead. Thank you page, and then hit save. So what have we created here? We have created a tag that says, okay, this tag is going to register as a lead generation. When should it trigger? Whenever they enter the thank you page. And then you will have a lead registered in your Google Analytics property. Amazing, isn't it? We're going to click on save, and then we're going to click on preview. And then we're just going to grab our URL, which is the thank you page here, all of it, paste it in, click on connect. And once again, in order for this to work, we need to make sure that our internal traffic filter is deactivated. Otherwise, this is not going to register. So I'm going to click this page down, and this page will be opened. So I'm going to click on continue, and now I can see all of the tags that have fired. So the tags that were fired were the general Google Analytics tags that tracks everything that we set up in the beginning, and also the lead tracking tag, which means that this is actually working. So now that we know that the tags are connected and they're firing, we want to head back into our Google Analytics. We want to go to reports, real time. And what we're looking for is this beautiful sign here, generate underline lead, which means that our lead tracking is now active and working. So that is all there is to it in order to activate the lead tracking from your website to Google Analytics 4. Now, before we end this, make sure you activate your filter again. So I'm going to go to admin, data settings, data filters, current state inactive, right click, activate filter, and now we're all good and it works properly. Well done. Remember, when it comes to your actual reports, that is all of these reports here, they are going to take 24 to 48 hours to propagate. So you're not going to see your leads being generated here in 1 to 2 days. It just takes a little bit longer for this data to collect, but we can track everything in real time. And of course, once you're done, don't forget in Google Tag Manager to go up, click on submit, right? Added lead tracking, and then hit publish. And then we can close this down and move on to the next lecture. See you there.